Sul Sul Seers, and welcome to SeeJamieSim. I'm Jamie, and today we are going to be doing another installment of my starter home challenge where I start building a starter home on the smallest lot with the smallest amount of starter money, which is 20,000 simoleons. And today we are in Forgotten Hollow. And I will warn you ahead of time that this build does not stay like this. It becomes smaller, then bigger, then smaller, then bigger, and there's gothic windows, and then there's vampire windows, and then there's castle windows. It is madness, this build. I actually put this down and came back to it several times. So this is like the fourth iteration of this build that I have done, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to be done with it. So Forgotten Hollow, I don't often build here, but I do love gothic looking builds. And that's what I really wanted. I know it doesn't fit so much the vibe of the neighborhood because it's a little bit different, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't stay anyway. Those windows end up being way too expensive for me to keep. So we have, though I do love the black on gray on black, but we don't keep the walls like this. We don't keep the building like this. It goes through so many transformations, much like a human does into a vampire. And back to their regularly scheduled programming before they have their dark power look. So anyway. So this is an exciting time. I ended up being pretty happy with it. It's not perfect by any means, but I do have to say that, the process of this isn't for perfection. It's so that your Sims can have a starter home in every neighborhood, that it's something you can work with, something your Sims can move into ready-made. And so far, we have done Willow Creek and Oasis Springs. We've done Newcrest. We've done Magnolia Promenade. We have done Windenburg. We have done Del Sol Valley. Yeah, and so now we're in Forgotten Hollow. So far, we're just kind of chugging along. And I will warn you that these stairs and these walls don't stay the way they are. It just, we end up making a lot of detours. And even though I love, love, love these windows, we do not end up keeping these because they are way too expensive. It is madness. And these walls actually end up being made and remade. So you'll see me adjusting these quite a bit in this speed build. And you know what? I am happy that it does end up being smaller because I wasn't able to do as much in this house. It reminded me of the Newcrest house in that way, where most of the money went to the outside of the building and not the inside where stuff lives. So here we are, just trying to make everything work and stressing out over it. And, it's very different, this one. So here I am circling around and around and around and just trying to bring it all together. And I do the exact same thing that I just did before with 0 additional things to fix it. And yet I keep thinking that it will just end up the way it's supposed to end up, the way I envision it. But it does not. So then I have to redraw the walls. And I don't even think that the walls end up being there because I know I adjust it later on too. So here we are, just just doing this. And I love the way this little bump out half circle sticks out. It just really, really, I like it. And, you know, I'm not an expert at roofing quite yet, but I don't hate this. This is all right. And we also have so here we are building up our downstairs, which is going to house our kitchen, dining room, skill building area, and living room. And upstairs is going to have bathroom and kind of an office and a bedroom area. And the big kind of rounded area upstairs, that's going to be where the I know, this is me trying to figure out where to put a bathroom. And then I decide that, hey, it would be better if everybody had access to it and you didn't have to walk through the master bedroom to do that. So I end up putting that on in kind of the opening at the top of the stairs, which makes a lot more sense, I think, than the way that I was going to be doing it. And here's my big expensive kitchen that there's no possible way that I could keep it because look at how little funds I have. And just buying the bare minimum for the kitchen leaves me at $3,000. And if you've ever tried to furnish anything in The Sims, you know that that is not a number that you want to be at when you are just starting. Because you need more stuff, like you need rugs and furniture and, you know, people and things. So, yeah. And eventually you're going to want to eat something. But these starter home challenges are really, really fun for me because it's nice to give everybody just a starter home on the smallest lots for the smallest amount of allowable money, you know, for the builds. And, you know, they're not half bad if I do say so myself. And there we are making it into a galley kitchen. And here we are mixing it up with the walls again. And I think this is where I decide that we are not going to be keeping these windows either, because they just don't. Yeah. Oh, and here's me remaking it again. And I am deciding, you know, which way do I want to go with this? Is it... Stop it. Sorry, my cat is fiddling with stuff inside of a box and wanting to... I don't know what he's doing. And so in case you hear any crashing, that would be my cat. So I do end up getting rid of the kind of castle windows and end up using these kind of Gothic windows, which, you know, they look fine. What is the cat doing? So silly. So we have, just these. I don't end up putting a lot of stuff on the backside of the house, only because that's where a lot of like the more private rooms are, like the bathroom and you know, the kitchen, and you don't necessarily need windows in those areas. Plus it's cheaper just to put them on the one side of the house. So in here you can kind of see that it's going to get a lot of sunlight, but anyway. So we are going back to the drawing board for the kitchen. And here we are just making some space and putting in a galley kitchen. Yeah. You know, it looks nice. And then I think maybe I'll build an island. And then I look at my money and I say, maybe I won't build an island. Because I still have to build a whole bunch of other furniture needing rooms. And I decide that I'm going to go with a little bit of that forest green that we got with Love Struck and Life and Death, and what's the one that came after that we got? Anyway, so I love that green. That is my favorite hue of the entire game, and I am always so happy to use it. I use it a lot in I'm doing another challenge, which is I'm doing 100 days of cast challenge for Sims. I am currently also doing a 100 days of builds, and my first day was a Dream Boy nursery. So that also was in that same green color that I like so much. And so here we are, just trying to make up the bed for this area. I don't have a lot of money. You can see I have $3,833, and that does not go very far, let me tell you. It does feel a lot like the New Crest build, where I should have used a lot of debug items to decorate the outside, but I thought, this is, you're in a vampire area. You're not going to be outside all that much. So I kind of forewent that. And I end up putting the door to the patio off of the main bedroom, or off of the only bedroom. Just because it looked really, really nice and I liked it. And it made sense that you would have your, the balcony off of that room and not necessarily off of like the bathroom, which is the only other place it could go. And so we have, a little bit of space here, a little bit of space there, and I end up putting the trunks there instead of putting a dresser, only because it made me laugh to think of it being like an Airbnb. So our upstairs is mostly done, and our downstairs is getting a bookshelf and I believe a dining table with chairs. So there's not a whole lot that's going to end up going in here. You can see as of right now, I have 753 or 63 simoleons, and that's hardly anything. Hardly anything. And so here we are, just trying to make do with some of the cheaper rugs in the game. And because we don't have a lot of space or money, I end up stretching these rugs to go do a lot of the heavy lifting color-wise. And oh my goodness, how cute does that look, that circular rug in that space? It looked fantastic. And so here we are. I was just going to see if I could find another pop of color, but I didn't. So I end up going black and white. And here we are, just putting a couple of things for us to do. And deleting some stuff so I can put more things up, like some curtains. And doing the same downstairs. And I hate that those automatically, situate themselves. And here we are, just putting a little bit of clutter. We don't have a lot of money for clutter, so just a few things. And a free sign. We love free. So here is our house, and now we're going to do the outside. And going through debug, I didn't find a lot. I don't know. I know I did something wrong looking at debug, but I'm not quite sure what I did wrong, because I've had a way easier time using debug before. So I don't know. I just kind of was, this is like my fourth iteration of this particular house. because I kept setting it down, coming back, hating it, setting it down, coming back, hating it. So I was just kind of like, let's get this done. Yay! So here we are, just kind of putting in a pomegranate tree or two, as that's what Persephone, when she was being courted by Hades, not courted, dragged down to Hades. But anyway, I just thought it was apt to put a couple of pomegranate trees here, and just not a lot of foliage. Those brown trees seemed fine to me, and I really wanted to put in a graveyard, which I think this would be a great area for like a mausoleum or something. So here we are with our house, and pomegranate trees gonna be coming in here soon. Didn't really need a magical portal or a mythical tree. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this series. And if you guys are enjoying this series, please just give me a like, comment, or subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It lets me know that you want to see more of these challenges that I've been giving myself. And definitely check out the rest of them that are up too, because we are building through all of the worlds. So I am super excited to do more of these if you guys like them, and making sure that you can fill out your games with these starter homes for your Sims. And this is my little baby Gothic starter house in Forgotten Hollow, with a bathroom, bedroom, living room, dining area, some skill building stuff. And here we are. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, or share. It really helps out the channel. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Blue Sky, SeeJamieSim. And if you'd like to see another video, you can go ahead and click up in the top right-hand corner under Want to See More. Bye-bye.